Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make another quartz house. Oh, and by the way, just in case you have any more house-related needs, quartz or otherwise, feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description for my other various house tutorial playlists. Odds are, if you like this house, you'll like a lot of my other houses, especially my other quartz ones. Moving on, if you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need some block of quartz and some dark oak planks. And finally, grab yourself some white stained glass paint, and pretty much those are the only three materials that you're going to be needing. So once you have each one of those, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you're going to want to, with your block of quartz, do a row of 12 block of quartz coming directly up from the ground. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then, from this top block, this 12th block, go to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect that 4th block all the way down to the ground to give you this shape right here. Kind of looks like an L. One without one of those little tail things on the bottom. Or an I without the thing on top. It doesn't look like a letter. Never mind. Continuing on, so this is actually, guys, where the entrance is going to be, and just in case you guys are interested, the entrance is going to go right bang in the center, and it's going to look roughly like this. So you might want to now plan your build accordingly. That's where the entrance is going to be. It's going to be right there. So once you have that taken care of, this is what you want to do next, guys. So coming down to this bottom block that we placed first earlier on, you want to, from this block, go left by 4. So counting down on the floor, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a block on that 4th block. And on top of that block, you want to do a row of 8 quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you want to go left of that 8th block by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect that 4th block down to the ground, like so. Now, you also want to do a couple more things. So, you want to take that block that connects to the ground, and you want to go left of it by 3. 1, 2, 3. And you also want to do the exact same thing, just 4 rows above. So, counting down from this bottom block that we extended, you want to go up by 4. So, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from this 4th block, you want to go left by 3. So that'll be 1, 2, 3. Bam. Like that. So you want to have this shape right here. Now, once you have this on the left-hand side of your entrance, you now want to do pretty much the exact same thing on the right-hand side of your entrance. So come down to the bottom right-hand block of the entrance right here, the quartz one, and going right by 4, you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a block on top of that 4th block. Then go up by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then take this 8th block and go right of it by 3. No, go right of it by 4. I'm sorry. Go right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect that 4th block down to the ground like this. You then want to take the block that connects to the ground and go right of it by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then from the same block that you extended to the right, you want to count up by 4 and do the exact same thing. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, and this should be 4. Go right of this 4th block by 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And what you'll want to end up with should look, in total, guys, a little bit like this. Boom. Perfect. Now, once you have that taken care of, it's now time for us to make this a little bit more 3D. So, what you now want to do is come round to the back of your house, which is going to be this side for me, as I've already placed the entrance. And what we now want to do is we now want to take each one of the top corners of the 3 like archway shapes. We want to take each one of the 3 corners, and we want to extend them each going back by 10. So this one, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The middle one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other side of the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The right hand side of the house now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. and the last one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we want to take each one of those 10th blocks and we want to not only connect them together, but we also want to connect them to the ground. We don't want to connect all of them together, like all of them that we've just extended. We just want to connect the couplings together, so like the left side with the left side, the middle with the middle, and the right hand side with the right hand side. So we just want to connect them all together like that. And as a matter of fact, we can do a very similar thing with the two ends of the house as well, which I'll show you in a second. So we've just got to do this one more time. But what we can also do, hang on guys, just got this one to do. So once you've just extended them all back by 10 and you've connected them together, so we now have a 3D shape, you can also do a very similar thing with the two ends as well. Where we have these two rows of 3, you can extend them back coming towards the back of the house, and you can also connect them to the back of the house like this. So the theory of that is you go back by 10 and then you obviously just go left until you connect to the house. You can count it out if you want, but there's really no point. You can just kind of just use the house to measure it, so you can just drag these end blocks back and then connect them to the very back of the house like this, if you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you just want to end up, and just to show you this from the back view, you want to end up with something that should look exactly like this, guys, and it's looking nice and 3D now, isn't it? Perfect. Now, once you've got that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. So you now want to take out your dark oak planks, and you want to come to the front of your house. Where will we do this? You know what? We won't do the dark oak planks first. We'll do the last of the quartz. So take out your block of quartz, come down to the front of your house. You want to do this. You want to start off by doing 2 rows of a block of quartz. So you can see where we have like this center console on the front of the house. Well, you just want to start off by doing 2 rows of 3 quartz to kind of connect the center to the outer parts like that. What you then want to do is this, and this is somewhat difficult to explain, and it's actually, I did actually intend on doing this all in one go later, but I think it's just going to be easier if we explain it now. If you guys can see how this pieces together, it might be a little bit easier to understand and build. So let me just show you this from the outside. So this is kind of what we're going for these bits that are on the left and right hand side of the entrance. And of course we're going to have to do things to connect these together as well, but for now we can just kind of leave them unconnected. So just to show you, like, this is the opposite side. Like diagonally and inwards you want to do a layer of dark oak planks, then on top of that glass, then on top of that dark oak planks, and then diagonally and outwards you then want to do the exact same thing with your quartz. So you kind of want to end up with something that should look like this, guys. And this is on the front of the house. And what we also want to do, and this is how things are going to connect together, we also want to do this with your dark oak planks. And I know that a lot of this is kind of, you know, I'm not explaining this very well, but hopefully you'll be able to see what you have to do. So you want to take out your dark oak planks, and I've kind of just extended the entrance there to give me an A shape, but you want to do this inside of those like big giant N sort of like archway shapes that we have around the house. So with your dark oak planks, 1 block inside the house and 1 block backwards, you just want to kind of like do a layer of dark oak wood. So you kind of just want to have something which should look like this. Not only do you want to do this on the left hand side, but you also want to do it on the right hand side. And once we've placed this, it will make it easier to connect the 2 bits that we've just made left and right of the entrance together. So just so it doesn't look as sloppy, like, we can now connect this here and this here. We can also just add in a little bit of wood, like here. Like, it looks a little messy on the inside, but you know, from the outside, you're none the wiser. So, whoops. So, just to look at this from the inside, and it doesn't really matter how it all connects together. You can see that just looks a little bit better now. Like, you can tell the difference between the right-hand side and the left. The left doesn't connect, the right does. So, however you want to do it, if you want to do it like me, then feel free to copy my method. But if you want to have less blocks involved, you can use less blocks. All that really matters that is, in the end, the idea is that you just get the glass to connect to something, and from the outside everything looks hunky-dory. So let's take a look now, and we've just got to do this by eye a little bit. Yeah, see how it looks so much better like that? Now, once you've reached this point right here, we also have to do a very similar thing, not only on the back, but we also want to, above these end parts of the house, the left and right hand side, we want to suspend some dark oak wood planks just above, and we've got to get, actually I'll add that in later, we want to do 2 layers of parallel dark oak wood planks that kind of just like sit inside of our 2 layers of quartz. So just to show you guys, where am I going? Whoops, there we go. Glad I left the windows out. So we just kind of want to have this on the left and right hand side, guys. And what we're also going to do is we're going to put some glass pane in the center of it as well. And we'll run into a similar issue where the glass pane doesn't grasp onto anything, which is why we're going to have to place some wood here on the inside just to give it something to grip onto. And of course, you could have it kind of minimalistic where you just have, you know, just the single one there and it will do the job. But if you want to kind of beef everything up a little bit, you might want to do that. And then we can see now from this view, it looks a lot better. Now, not only do we want to do this to the left hand side, but we also want to do this to the right hand side. And in just a moment, guys, we're also going to, everything that we've done on the front, we're going to move over to the back as well. So we've just got to do this on the left and right hand side, then we'll go on to the back, we'll do everything that we've done here, there, and then we'll pretty much be done. We'll also have to add in a second floor to the house, guys. Does that go there? I can't, hang on, let me see, does this go here? Yep, that goes there, perfect. So we've just got to add the glass in here. We've also got some glass to add into the front as well. So that is that. We also have the glass to add on the left hand side, the right hand side, and we also have to add it in the middle. The middle where we have kind of like this A shape, because we have the door here. This is what we have there. Equally so, if you don't want the A shape, you could just have this. If you weren't so keen on the A, I actually like that a little bit better. But you guys can see what we've done on the front now, and the sides to a certain extent. So once you've done that, we can now move on to the back. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the back, guys. So first of all, we're just going to add in all of the the archways with our dark oak wood planks. Then we're going to do the 2 bits on like the left and right hand side of the back of the house, now like the center back of the house, you know, those bits that we made. We'll also add those in next after we've just finished with this last bit here. And then we'll fill everything in. We'll probably add a floor into the house as well. Probably add in a floor. I don't see why we shouldn't. And then we'll actually be done with the structure of the house. And then I can show you my original version, which I've not really done the interior because I didn't want to, quite frankly. I didn't feel like doing the interior for quartz houses. I don't know where it is with quartz houses, but I like doing the interiors of wooden houses because they seem somewhat functional, like they remind me of actual houses. But when it comes to like quartz houses and stuff, for whatever reason, I just feel no motivation whatsoever to make them, so I don't. But I did do the outside on the original version of this quartz house, which you guys can take a look at if you so choose. It's nothing too fancy, but it does definitely improve the look of the house if you ask me, but you guys might have your very own ideas about that. So we're just very sloppily placing some blocks all over the place. Bam, bam. Now, what else do we have to do, guys? Let's take a look at this thing. Okay, so now what we have to do is we just have to place some white stained glass pane inside of each one of these 3 parts of the house. And then we have to do some stuff inside, up top. So this is what you want to have so far, guys. This is the structure of the house coming together. This is currently the back of the house. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So we now want to take out our block of quartz, and we want to add in a second floor to the house. So the second floor is in line with the... Well, I'll show you guys where it's in line with. Showing you guys from the outside, it's like in line with this, where we have these horizontal rows of quartz that run all the way through the house, all the way over to the left here. That's where the second floor is supposed to be. Like, it's in line with that, as you might imagine. You might have already figured that out anyway, just by looking at the house, but just to point it out, that is exactly where it wants to be. And of course I'm going to be using quartz because this house actually, like from the outside, you can see like all of the various balconies of the house. Like the second floor of the house is actually kind of cool because you can walk all the way around it and through it. Like, it's not all connected together exactly. It's kind of difficult to explain actually what I mean, but you'll be able to see hopefully what I'm talking about in just a moment once I actually once I actually do it. We've not got that much of the house left to do. We've got a little bit of glass. We've got a little bit of dark wood as well to add. But we're very quickly coming upon the end of this house. So once you've added in the second floor, and you guys can see me adding in the second floor right now, once you've added in the second floor, and it should look a little bit like this, guys, this is what you want to do next. So you now want to take out your dark oak planks, and you just want to connect the front and back of the house together. You can see where we have like the three main parts of the house. Well, how we connected the front and the back of the house together initially with the rows of 10, well, we want to do that with the dark oak wood planks, if that makes any sense to you. You should be able to see what I'm doing here. So we're just connecting these together. And the reason that we're connecting these together is just so that we can do some roofs. So what you want to have from a top view should look a little bit like this. And as a matter of fact, I completely forgot that we are also going to need some regular white stained glass. My apologies, I completely forgot about this. It's not on the plans. So what you then want to do, once you've connected those together, is you want to do a layer of glass inside each one of these three parts of the house. So just 1, 2, and 3 in the top of the house like this. Perfect. Now, take out your white stained glass pane, and what you want to do is kind of just go all the way around the edge of the second floor of the house with your white stained glass pane. And this is just to create a little bit of a barrier. It's to show you that like it's kind of like a big giant balcony, the second floor of the house. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. Like once I've finished doing it, the second floor is like really free. It's kind of cool, so you might want to add that there and there. If you don't place some sort of block for the glass pane to stick onto, then obviously it won't be sticking onto anything, and you can have that if you want. But just to show you guys what it should look like from the front, it should look a little bit like this, and this is pretty much the entire structure of the house pretty much done, guys. But to come on to the second floor, this is whoops. To come onto the second floor, this is what you should have. You can see everything's kind of just like free-flowing. Like, we don't have little individual like rooms and stuff on the second floor, and that's not to say you can't have them. If you want to, you can. I mean, they're spaced so that you can have them like a very solid center in the door, and you can have like glass either side if you really wanted to. If you wanted to section like the center part of the house, you really could if you so chose. But I kind of like it like it was before I just messed that up. I kind of like it where it's just kind of like free-flowing like this. I kind of like this a lot better. And that is actually the structure of the house 100% fully complete, guys. Now, obviously, you know how I feel about interiors. I don't like them whatsoever, but just for the interest of showing you guys what sort of room you'd be working with and how the inside of the house looks once you've actually like added a floor and a staircase and stuff like that, messed about with the outside. I have messed about with the original version of this ever so slightly, so why don't I swap over to that? The tutorial is over, but I will show you how it looks, the original version. So give me a second, guys, let me swap over. So this is the original version of the house, guys. As you can see, it really hasn't changed too much, but I have messed about with the outside significantly in relation to the inside of the house. Let's take a look anyway, shall we? So let's move into the inside of the house and see what I've done. So first thing you may recognize is I've ripped up the floor, completely ripped it up, replaced it with quartz, just because I like how it looks. Like the second floor is made of quartz, the first floor is made of quartz, the house is made of quartz, and I've kind of extended this outside as well. I just like the look. It makes it look a little bit more modern, and of course I have remembered to replace underneath each one of the windows because it makes it look a little bit better. Got an alright amount of space down here, really. I mean, if you wanted to make an interior in here, you really could. If you wanted to use this as a survival house, it'd probably be a little bit difficult to gather the materials, but you could definitely do it if you so chose. Moving on to the upstairs, so you can have this stairway that we have on the right hand side here. You can have this on the left, you can have it on the right, you can have it in a variety of positions. I just chose the right side arbitrarily. And the second floor, as you can see, I have kept it mainly open plan, but I have kept one of the rooms kind of just separated here. Like, we have one of the rooms that I was talking about, and the reason that I do like it open plan as opposed to this, like, if you want to separate the second floor into rooms, like, you can have this one here, you can have that one there, and you can have that one that we just walked up through. Like, you can separate them all like this, but I feel as though it, you know, they're so small that it kind of takes away the house. It does look kind of cool from the outside here, like if you take a look from this view, But I prefer, like, if you were to actually use this house, like, it's better to have it flowing. I kind of like this a little bit better, but that's the second floor of the house, guys. Nothing much to see for the interior, but for the exterior, just to show you what I've done, went for an Atlantis theme. As you can see, we've got some water surrounding the house. I dug one block around the actual house, filled it with water, and as you can see, we have some alcoves in around the house that are also filled with water, so I suppose technically we have like 2 rows filled in with water. Then I did a row of dark oak going around the house, followed by a row of quartz, followed by another row of dark oak, and then I actually dug underneath the hedge, replaced it with black stained clay, threw a hedge on top, and I have also added a path in here, as you guys can see. So we have a path going all the way around the house. Looks very modern, looks very cool, and that's pretty much all I have to show you guys. That's the inside and the outside of the house. It's just a nice little easy house to make. Looks very cool, doesn't require too much effort to make whatsoever, and of course it's a little bit, it's kind of cooler because you can kind of just customize it as you will. Like if you want the second floor to be open, you can have it open. If you want it to be closed, you can have it closed. This thing would look cool with any variety of garden setup. If you didn't want to use quartz, you don't have to use quartz. You could use wood if you wanted to. If you don't want to use wood, you could use clay. You could use a variety of materials for this house, and it would just look absolutely amazing, in my opinion. I really like quartz houses like this because they're very, very different, and I don't know, they're not your standard house. Like, there's nothing that I've seen that kind of like exists like this in reality, which is what I really like about it. But hopefully you guys like it, and if you guys do like it, and if you have managed to make it, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could give me a like, a favorite, a share, anything that you'd feel like doing to help me out, guys. I would just vastly appreciate it. I've been reading some comments lately telling me, would you make some quartz houses? So I am. Here's a quartz house for you guys, and I hope you really like it. This is kind of like one of my older style quartz houses. I really like these. So if you would guys like, favorite, share. If you really do like the house, I would just vastly appreciate that. It helps me out immensely, and it just shows you that you love me a little bit, because I love you guys. You know that I do. So if you do that, I'd really appreciate that. Feel free to check out the card system and in the link below down in the description for all of my other various house tutorials. There's not just one, guys. I'll link like 5 of my different house tutorial playlists. Loads of them in there. And also, again, feel free to comment down below. What would you like to see next? Who knows? Maybe I'll make it. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.